Welcome to this Running Tales Emergency podcast episode where we're giving you an update on Brendan Rendall from episode 15, who set himself the challenge to raise money and awareness for Chester Zoo. Now, the challenge was in June to do half marathon every day, July a marathon every day, and then he was going to, on the 3rd of August, do 35 miles from Salford to Chester Zoo entrance. Now, I caught up with him after the challenge to find out how did it all go. So Brendan, last day, 35 miles finished. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good actually. I think there was quite a big crowd at the beginning, Media City, and then a handful of runners and a cyclist, so that kept me going. And then there was cars and everything along the way, beeping, people stopping, giving cash, and then the reception at the end was just quite ecstatic, so it's kind of like a bit overwhelming, and it's just sinking in now that the challenge is kind of completed, because I didn't plan this challenge. It was sort of all happened overnight, so to sort of finish it, it's like, wow, it's not been like years in the making, so I think it's kind of special because it's been a tough year, but at the same time, by doing this challenge in fancy dress, it's taken it into a world of like a really special world of connecting with strangers and people smiling and breaking a smile with someone that you don't know, and this climate is just amazing. So yeah, I feel very chilled about it. Yeah.
And how was today? Did you get a good turnout?
Today was just so crazy. I think the ending was just a bit overwhelming because I didn't expect so many people from work and friends to come, and then obviously people at the zoo themselves came and joined me for the last mile or two, and to have such a welcome into the zoo was such
the rhino in the background came out. She was dressed as a rhino yourself.
Yeah,
perfect.
Even the rhino came and had a nose. That was quite nice. We had a bit of a bonding session, but yeah, I feel just it's all a bit spaced out now, but yeah, no, I feel good.
So there were some funny moments. She was saying, I heard you talking to a crowd about builders and that on buildings.
So like it's just crazy because like some of the builders that I've been running past, like they all come to the edge of the building sites, and one starts like the crane horn, and they're like, oh, it's the penguins coming, and then they all start like shouting, and then the whole street of cars that's in the queue, they all start beeping. So it's been like a domino effect of like a ripple of like noise and beeping and cheering, and I think that's what we all need at the minute, isn't it?
How many costumes did you wear today?
So I started in the penguin, changed to the chameleon, changed from the chameleon and finished with the rhino. So 3 today out of the 6. They were the lucky 3.
And what was the hottest one, the rhino?
The rhino. There's no breathing in it. Very sweaty, like wearing a polythene bag all around you. But when you know you've got the challenge in the bag, it's worth that extra bit of chafing, shall we say.
So when we spoke last on the podcast, the first time round, you were aiming for 10,000. Did you make that?
Yeah, thanks to everyone that's donated. We've gone past 10,000. I think we've hit 10,140. So that's just, that's amazing in this climate, because I appreciate that it is tough for people, with uncertain, with jobs and stuff. So yeah, it's an amazing amount, and I'm very grateful for everyone that's donated.
Do you want to remind people where they can donate if they still want to donate?
Yeah, so I've ran a half a marathon every day in June, a full marathon every day in July, and then today we finished with the long run. So if you do want to donate what you can, whether it's a few pounds, £10 or more, do whatever you can. You can donate at brendanrendall.com. My Just Giving is just on my website as you open up the first page. So if you feel inspired, please donate. But I just hope this journey has just been people that have been following us, just that you can all push out of our comfort zone, and that I haven't done anything superhuman. I just think that you can achieve anything with just a bit of passion, grit and determination.
So are you going to go for a run tomorrow?
A short one, yeah, without a costume, because I'm sick of them.
So you've done this.
Yeah.
You know you're going to go on a downer because you've been on a high constant. What's the next challenge for Brendan?
I think for me is the important thing for me, is for someone that can battle with weight sometimes, is that I keep the running going and I'm in good shape. So I'm going to have a low mileage August to recover sensibly. then back on it in September, and then obviously what we're all hoping as runners, that the races are all going to start coming back next year. And next year I'd like to choose an ultra race, and obviously my dream is to run the length of Africa. I think a lot of people know that. It's been in my, on the planning board, for a while now. I want to do it, but obviously next year I think you've got to be sensitive that it's not going to happen. So, but I've got a lot of planning. So the long-term goal is Cairo to Cape Town, but then that gives me time to focus on an ultra race. And I really want to just go out and have fun running, because I think that's what I've learned this year. After my Africa run, I didn't run for so long, put 3 or 4 stone on, and then in the January of this year I went back to running without looking at my running watch. In my head I knew 3 miles, 4 miles, and I used to go out and just run to how I felt without that pressure of not running fast enough or slow enough, and it ignited that passion why I run. I run because I love being outside. You feel focused, it gives you structure and discipline. So I want to keep that mindset, and the speed and the racing will come. And if I rank highly in a race or lowly in a race, then you just focus on why you run, and that's, it's just being outside, meeting other people, listening to their stories. And I think that's what's next for me, is continue to love running.
And serious question, what are you going to have as a treat tonight?
That is a very good question. A box of cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios. Anyone that's followed my Africa run know that I've got this obsession with, whenever I do long runs, I have to have cereal, cold milk, which was hard to find running across Africa. But tonight I want Honey Nut Cheerios, milk that's been in the freezer so it's really cold, and then
ice cubes,
yeah. And then I love the milk at the end of cereal, and I've always said for years, why can they not, like when you had Frosties or anything sugary,
the sugar,
and then the milk at the end, why is that not in a milkshake?
Hopefully someone's listening to this and will do that just for you. And final question, do you have any blisters or twinges?
I've got a slight problem with my right foot that has been building up. I think that's just pounding on the sole. I've never had it before, so I've got
new trainers.
So they're the same, but I've just got to be mindful of what that is. So I might see a physio about that. But apart from that, I had some major chafing and problems with my toes, blisters, in June when it was really hot, because the sweat was just running down the costumes, and obviously there was a lot of friction. But my toes have hardened up nicely. So no, I'm not too bad, but I'm just a little bit concerned about my right foot. But then, as a lot of people say, that's what 1,200 and whatever miles does to you.
True. So to finish off the podcast, what's your final word to sum up your whole experience?
That's a really good question. Eccentric.
We'll end it there.